Hey, Nodlin. Hey, Jonah. What's up?
Hi, Spillo.
Patch stuff. DPS micro tip. Prep. And more juice in. Ba-da-da. Hey, what the frick? Not to be racist, but what the frick is going on here? Hope everyone's doing well today. Don't really have a plan for today. It's weird because today I'm so used to doing, like, you know, owl analysis, but there's not going to be any owl analysis today. So we're going to figure out what we want to do instead. I got to get all my use posted. Discord pinged and I got it! Hey, Fedor. Thank you for the sub, mate. Probably gonna do some random crap, so we'll see. Hey, Spot. Congrats on 20K. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Vocal warm up for yelling. Hey, Flo. Have we talked to any of the Defiant guys that got dropped? I talked a little bit with Sam, but not really, no. Word on the street is that it's there's a complicated situation, which it usually is. It rarely is just simple. These were the bad players, therefore they got dropped. So, you know, I have a feeling it's a pretty complicated situation. So probably some management involved as well. Yeah. Hey, Rashi. Doing pretty good, actually. Doing pretty good. Getting all my announcement foolishness situated here. Maybe I can post an even cringier meme in my Discord. See, it's par for the course. We have to go something super bad in my Discord. See, what do I got for today? I'm running out of memes. That's the only problem. This one's pretty bad. Geniuses are never appreciated in their time. That's the problem. Sam got dropped? Yeah. I just played Gibraltar without reading the patch notes when I tell you I was confused. Well, what happened? I don't even know all the patch notes yet. Holy crap. So I guess I'm going to have to have Blizzard patch notes or Overwatch 2 patch notes. Let's have to check it out. Yo, what's up, Ree? Hey, Kyle. I was going to say, I watched a tank guy just put on a Brawl man. There's something about your last video. Just click with me. I only tested on click with one of my fingers. Nice. That's awesome, mate. Congratulations. I appreciate the, I'm glad to be of service. What's up, Dragonfly? Gibraltar got reworked? Really? All right. Well, let me pull it up. So yeah, basically I don't have any coaching right now. So we're just gonna kind of roll with some fun little ideas. If there's anything that you guys would like to go over, hey Jolly, watch the Marbler video.
Yo, Gibraltar changes look great.
Marbler. So, hang on a second here. Crap, I gotta mute everything. It's going
Hey
crazy.
guys.
Hey, Dolas. You realized you're the worst tank in the world yesterday? Congratulations. It's 3rd point defense spawn. Okay, let's just check out Marbler.
Hi Alpha. An idea.
Hey, Kyle, thanks for the
Let's
sub.
have a brainstorm with community regarding stats. Once more people come in, say after patch discussion.
I mean, yeah, it's not a bad idea. Revo Reverse, thanks for the sub, mate. I was just a feeding machine. That's always how it goes. It's an art. It is hard to do. Okay, let's take a look at this. Interesting. So they removed one of the little box thingies. They shifted the spawn door back. Is this the spawn door? And then added more barriers on the left here, and I guess spawn is now under rocket. Interesting. So I guess it's harder to stuff the spawn doors, which is good. I mean, I like this. This is a good quality of life change. However, I'm gonna say it. I guess this sets a precedent that problematic maps can get soft reworks. Right? That's a really good sign for some of the maps in Overwatch 2. That's a good sign. Because there's a lot of maps. I mean, my whole sniper video was more about maps than anything else. Circuit next? I mean, I hope so. Circuit's by far the most problematic map in Overwatch. Bigger respawn on the 2nd. I'm gonna... Okay, let's skip through this. So I need to look at the respawns on 2nd. Honestly, I feel like I need to look at Busan as well. What do we got for Busan? Because I want to walk through Gibraltar myself. Just rain. Something about the audio effects are kind of funny. Am I missing something? Why are we doing some dramatic pan over when it's just rain? It's just rain! It's raining now! It's beautiful, but it's just raining. I'm sorry, wait. This is the meme that comes to mind watching this. Wait. wait. Hang on guys, I gotta find it. This is Overwatch 2. Hang on, y'all. This is what I see. Wait, no, that's not. Like this meme right here. It's just rain. They didn't do anything. Anyway, yeah. So we've added rain. It now rains. So I guess that's a. Okay, this one surely has changed, right? Surely. No! It's just later in the day! You didn't even add. Ah, come on, man. Ah, come on. It's like the word, like, oh, it's just, oh, man. I hate this, man. I hate this. Everybody hates this. Anybody with a brain hates this. When they're giving out brains, they say, do you hate Rialto? Yes, I hate Rialto. Okay, then you've earned your brain. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, please. Like, everything about this map is like halfway decent until you get to the bridge, and then it's like Widowmaker City. It's like, I feel like I'm storming the beaches of Normandy. But there's actually less space and more death. Ah, come on, man. Like, why do you have to go? Like, just stop throwing us bones. It's just a tease. It's just a tease. Ah. Rialto is now a Mexican map. Fun fact. That's how this works. Because it's orange now.
Why is it orange?
I don't know.
What the heck? Wait, what?
Yeah, it's late in the evening. Why? Okay, so yeah, a bunch of lighting changes. Let's actually pull up Gibraltar though. I want to actually run around here. Did I get a sub? I didn't even notice I got a sub. Lawkin, thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Coffee? Yeah, sure, why not? I feel like there's also so many things that I don't even know what's going on. Like, I need to actually check, but yeah, we'll check this in a second. Heroes. None. Winston. Wait, no, that's not. What am I doing? There we go. That's what I wanted. Hey, Moot Goat. Thanks for the sub, mate. They moved Busan to England and Rialto to Mexico. Yeah, true. Okay, so... No, that's fine, you're good. Nothing really serious here. I'm gonna move this over here. The heck was that? Oh, it's a fire extinguisher. I'm just zooming around, snooping. Ah! Okay, see, I need to get the Marbler video pulled up here so I can actually go through one of these. Okay, so let's remove the guesswork here. Let's just go to third point right now, and let's just do this one juicy at a time. I don't know why I'm not using like, holy crap, that was fast. Okay, so big thing here is that the spawn doors are harder to camp because they are further away from the payload, and that you have, I assume it will be hopefully a slightly shorter path from the spawn room, right? So the spawn room here, it's a slightly shorter path, maybe not, it's not, maybe not. Either way, it gets there, and then also you can split off and go down to here, and this one is a lot harder stuff because the door is broader and also has cover from the payload, so people pushing the payload can't also shoot the door. This mini health back over here. Yeah, this is all good. I like this. It's gonna be a lot harder to hold the doors. It's gonna be easier to recontest on third. They've even had this little bunker here, which is kind of cool, you know. Yeah. I mean, I think this is going to be good. It's gonna prevent these spawn holds that are really annoying about Gibraltar. It's gonna make it a lot harder to actually do. Bread, thank you for the sub, mate. Yeah, so this is cool. Even this is like decent. Is there anything in here? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so let's move on to second respawn. So the second respawn, holy crap. Second respawn, you have a door that actually wraps around here. So this is really cool, and this is important because if you're a flanker, one of the big problems with Gibraltar is that if you went right side, it was like this nasty long sight line here, but you could actually wrap to their high ground here from the spawn now. Like, you don't actually have to walk out into the open anymore, which is pretty cool. You know, it's not a major change, but it's definitely worth pointing out that you can actually wrap all the way around from here. And in addition, I guess that's mostly it. Yeah, that's mostly it, but it's a nice, cute little change there. And then I think that's it. So let's go back to our Marbler video here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. So yeah, the spawn is a lot deeper, but harder to spawn camp. Yeah, the door being added there is the big one, so you can get out the spawn door and also wrap around as a flanker. The only problem is that there aren't a ton of health packs on that side of the map besides this many, and then the many towards the other spawn. I always forget where the heck this is. Where is this? Is this the... I think this is the respawn for attackers. I feel like that's one of those things I like recognize, but somehow don't like... Yeah, it's over here, right? Yeah, so here, wait, where the heck? No, it's closed. What? Is it closed? What? I guess it's for, I gotta like, Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an actual idiot. Second point, like, what? How am I this dumb? Okay. No! Okay, will it be open if I swap myself to attack? Surely. That's how this works, right? Holy crap. This is actually super fun. No, man. Oh, I can go to spectators. That's true. I can just clip through. Yeah. I don't even know why I didn't do that in the first place. I feel like that would probably be easier for this whole concept. So like here, and then in here, and then before it went. Well, what's the change here? I guess it's just easier to go to high ground because there's not a freaking wall there. It's just like visual upgrades. There's just more stuff. So it's just like, I guess, easier to go up the wall and faster out. Nothing really serious here. Okay, now this is where the juice really gets slappy. Okay, so let's go to this. Okay, so first off, this more open space makes this hold a lot more relevant in this door, less of a gimmick. It's just a noob change for people to know it was there. Yeah, you're probably right, actually. Yeah, so anyway, this is like super nice to walk out of. This is a massive change. And then not only that, but going high ground is a lot more, well, no, it's not high ground. What am I saying? Where how the heck? I can't even move. Okay, so you can, wait, whoa. You can actually wrap, so you can go up the stairs out this door and go straight to low ground this way. I don't think that's super useful, but it's there. The key reason why this is important is it's a slightly more convenient access to high ground for flankers. So like you could access high ground with a little bit fewer steps. And then as a support, you can make it a little bit of guesswork about where you come out from. Yeah, more flank routes essentially. More flank routes essentially. Yeah. Okay. What else we got here? Is that it? But this is the big one. This is super nice, right? Also, I know what the next one is. This is a really important one. You guys see it? I mean, of course you guys see it. This light is brighter. No. The big one is that pushing out as attackers now, you can actually go into this room without having, like, you know, the march of tears or whatever, you know, like this, you don't get absolutely your face smashed in. And honestly, even for attackers, going out of this door is going to feel a lot better too. You also notice that this door being wider also allows it to be easier to get to cover here as well. So it actually serves two purposes, for the defenders on first and for the attackers on second at the same time. That we knew about. Nothing really changed here outside of what we've already seen. Where the heck is this? Where is this? Where is this? Where is that? How come I don't know these things? Second attackers spawn? Oh. Oh, does it just make it more obvious? Is it? Is this it? No, it's not. Where? Oh, the right door. Oh, so this side you had to go out if you wanted to go to high ground. But now you can go to high ground from the right stairs, because a lot of dum-dums like myself would go out to the low ground, but you can also go to the high ground from the right stairs. Another little quality of life. It's a lot of padding changes. It kind of does the same as this one where it's like, hey, don't forget, over here you can go to high ground, but now you can actually go to high ground here. Yeah, it is a lot more intuitive. Yeah, yeah, I mean, a lot of quality of life changes, definitely fixing some of the problems with the map, as well as just some general friendly casual changes that make things better. Just like competitive integrity feels a little bit better. Obviously, it remains to be seen how impactful these changes are, but they seem pretty. Now, again, the big thing that, like, the elephant in the room here is that, okay, I guess this is actually possible now. Like, this is something that we're going to actually be doing. So, you know, this opens up the door to me being grouchy and yelling a lot more if these kind of changes aren't done for maps like Circuit Royale. No changes to the first, as far as we know. I mean, outside of the first defense, yeah. Ronathan, thank you for the sub, mate. So, like, there's nothing here. No. On third point, defender spawn, isn't it always better to go main instead of left? I feel like, yeah. Unless you were to, like, set up a flank, yeah, probably. Remove the glass. They changed that ledge in the high ground there to be a proper turn on the back door background. Wait, what? Wait, what are we talking about? Like here? Oh, wait. Yeah, they did kind of add a ledge. Yo, check it, chat. Check it. I don't remember this. This is new. Seriously, no. Am I smoking something, or is this new? Seriously, am I smoking something? Dang it. Really? This ledge right here? I guess so. Dang it. That was there. Dang it, man. Dang it, man. Okay, third point. What am I looking at, third point? Use the brig to bash across. What? Oh, like here? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Interesting. Overall positive changes for sure. Let's figure everything else out though, because I don't. There's a lot of what is all this foolishness here. Welcome to season 6. What's new? Well, tell me what's new. Featured creator mode. Defeat the demon lord in this new mode made by Cactus Puppy. What is this? What is Quest Watch? What is Quest Watch? What the what? Go to shop. All right, what do we got here? Oh, do I have to buy the? I have to buy the battle pass. No! Sorry, guys. Do I have to be that guy? Wait. Wait, what's going on? Wait, this is a legit thing. Wait, what's going on? What is going on? What is this? It's a text RPG game? Oh. I don't think I could possibly care less. Huh. Wait, it's just a click-through adventure? There's no way. They charge money for this? Wait, you don't even get to make any decisions? You're telling me that they're charging money to click through a .txt fan fiction? They charge money for this? What am I unlocking? What am I unlocking here? What am I unlocking here? There's just no way. My favorite part was they said the battle pass thing. This new Sojourn legendary skin, a $19 value. All right. So let's take a look at this Sojourn skin. Where's the legendary? Where's the legendary Sojourn skin? Can I find the legendary Sojourn skin? Where is it? Shop. Where's the legendary? Where is the legendary Sojourn skin? That's for season 6. Oh, right. $19 value for skin. Right. How much are they quote? Like, the thing is like, that's honestly not like kind of consistent with the prices anyway. Like, what is going on? I don't know. I guess so. What? Okay, so let's look at the battle pass here. We have whatever this is. They consistently find a way to disappoint with Orisa skin, so that's a plus. This is nightmare fuel. Like this is nightmare fuel. Like, am I supposed to want this skin? This is like, hi, I'm going to be smiling as I peel your skin off of your fingers. It's not cute. It's terrifying. Okay? This is something. Okay, right? Well, this is also something. Ah! Whatever that is. I think May now has a Karen skin, so that's good. That's funny, I guess. We now have Reinhardt nipples, so that's something. All right, let's go. Kiriko skin is fine. I've never been a big fan of like the helms for anybody. I don't think it looks as cool, but sure, it's a thing. And then that's it. That's it. I thought that's it. Where's the Kiri skin? Is this it? No, that's Tracer. Where the oh, I must have double clicked. Okay, yeah, this is good. I think this is fine. You rock all the competitive. Yeah, that's a smart move. Yeah, I mean, it's something. You know, it's something. I mean, anywhere is up from Sigma. Like the Sigma skin is like, I don't even want to use the Sigma skin. Like what is this? Wait, see, I don't even have it equipped. Like, what is this? It's just is. I don't know. Like, it just doesn't. Some people just doesn't do it. I'm not as fan of the Sigma, and nobody even. Yeah. Look at the Reaper's lock skin. Where? Is it not in the battle pass? Of course, because no. Oh, by the way, let's actually check out these titles here. Barbarian, Bard, Knight, Druid, Rogue, Paladin, Archmage. Circuit's too narrow, there's no flanks. Ah! Oh, that's cool. That's definitely different. I guess I could buy it. Is there any other thing that I'm going to want to... Why is this Overwatch League, though? I'll get it. I have Overwatch League tokens I don't know what to do with. I don't really want team skins, so... But where's the Reaper skin? No, I haven't gone over the patch yet. I will. Where's the Reaper skin? Okay, maybe I just go into like Reaper and look at skins. Wait, that doesn't work either. How does this work? Am I being baited? Quality. Eh. Go to this page and select unowned. Okay, yeah, see. You guys have to understand who you're working with here, you know? Moron. This is pretty cool. Is this it? Sewer, thanks for the sub. Or maybe this is it. It's definitely different. Do the same for Symmetra, right? Like, yeah, it's all right. Big Body, thank you for the sub, mate. I appreciate it. Oh, this is neat. Yeah, it's good. I like it. I like it. I think Symmetra skins are underrated. I think Symmetra's got pretty decent skin. Is there anything else Zen that I don't have? Nah. Nah. That's crazy. Terrifying. Again, nightmare fuel, so. Yeah. Okay, let's let us look at the patch notes. Patch notes. Lifeweaver has been added to the lineup. Wait, no, this is the wrong patch notes. Ah, no! Okay, Lifeweaver unlock challenge added. On Fire is back. What's better than being on fire? Being even more on fire. A team's most exceptional playmaker will now begin blazing. Blazing cannot be maintained as eagerly as regular fire, so you need outstanding play to keep the heat on. On Fire is returned. Basically, fire is spread to more than just Genji players. Beyond eliminations and damage, fire comes from mitigated damage, saves, healing. Nice. Okay, cool. Wait, cast nade cancels Junker Queen ult? Bro, there's no way, man. No, there's no way. Wait, Genji got a shadow buff, 24 to 30 ammo? Why do they never put these things in the patch notes? It's not even like a little tiny thing. No, on fire is just a visual thing. Matchmaker improvements, narrower range of player skills. Okay. Don't care. If there's anything big I'm skipping over, chat, let me know. There's just so many words. Don't check on stream. Blizzard's watching. Pretty sure it's gonna cancel recall now, bro. That's so bad. What is going on? Rampage ultimate cost increased by 15%. That's fine. Temporary health reduced from 200 to 150. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I like this probably better than the bleed multiplier because that's one unique thing about her. So this is fine. Healing received by 50% for 2.5 seconds after finishing take a breather. I mean, I guess, sure. I mean, I don't honestly, as long as it doesn't make the hero like strong, then I don't care whatever they throw at Hog. There is no Genji buff and bossing say. No longer has a maximum projectile travel range of 10 meters. So is it just an infinite projectile range? Wait. Is it just like going till like Kingdom Come? I also need to shut down Epic Pen as well because I can't do Epic Pen and Overwatch at the same time. The game freaks. What happens here? It has drop, but yes, like on an aid. Whoa. Okay.
I'll never miss my mark.
Too loud. The projectile now magnetizes towards an enemy target from 1.5 meters away and chases them for up to 1 second. So it's like 1.5 meters. So let's check the range on this sucker right here. Well, that's good at least. You do have to aim it well. I guess I could just do it here. Ah, there you go. Yo, Luthar, thanks for the sub, mate. Okay, so then here, somewhere like that. Impact damage increased from 0 to 10, so it will wake somebody up. Explosion damage reduced from 127, so it only does 80 damage. Stuck targets now have their movement slowed by 30%. Stuck targets are now affected by a hindered status effect, interrupting and preventing movement abilities from being activated. I feel like that might be broken. Oh, by the way, On Fire is back. Check it out. So it does take aim now. It takes more aim than I feel like it did before, right? Can't blink or recall. Wow. Whoa. Wait, really? Stops Rhine charge. Well, they're gonna need to. They're gonna probably need to nerf if this stays. I feel like you're gonna have to like seriously nerf his fall off because his mid range got buffed pretty significantly, right? Because I thought that's what they were trying to do is like remove his anti-dive identity by removing his HP. And be like more like, yo, this hero is more like a mid-range DPS, but then they're just like, nah, we're just kidding. This hero is actually like a mid-range DPS, and now he's anti-dive again. So this is, let's put it this way. I'm not necessarily saying the spirit of the change is bad, but this is asking, this feels really, really risky move for Blizzard. Like, to just throw this big of ability out there without, like, significant play testing. I mean, this is the classic Blizzard, right? Like, there's no way. Like, it does take skill to land, but we don't know the full ramifications of what this is going to do, right? Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Is that blazing? Yeah, look at the kill feed. So when I'm blazing, the fire is big. Let's see if it goes down a little bit. Yeah, there it goes. It goes down. Do I get... Oh no, I shoot. I need to like see if it kill feed shows up when I'm not like. Yeah, I mean the movement ability thing is huge for Winston, man. Like that. But then the question is Cassidy still going to be able to survive? Like. Like, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, guys. Like, here's the thing is, I don't want to overreact and say this ability is broken, but, like, this seems like there's going to be a lot of... The fact that it just prevents movement abilities from being activated is a huge... Are you sure? I don't know, guys. Man, I don't know. Sonic arrows now plays for the enemies. Visual impact is now briefly visible to enemies when first deployed. That's good. Maximum damage reduced from 125 to 120. Okay. All right. What is going on with May? I'm a little nervous about these May changes. What's going on with May? So damage per second reduced. Primary fire is no longer slow, always 40%. It scales from 30 to 50. Primary fire impacts now built to a slowing effect that sticks in the enemy target for 1.5 seconds and slows them for 75%. Secondary fire impact can detonate this new slow effect, dealing an additional 40 damage. Wait, why isn't it not stacking? Maybe I didn't do it long enough. Hang on. Whoa.
That's what you get for being so rude.
Wait. It doesn't act, that does 150 damage? Wait. What? I mean, again, like, it feels like such a crazy change. I'm all for crazy limit testing changes, but this is why we need experimental patch, guys. Like, I don't feel like, how many times do I have to say it? Like, this is why you need experimental patch for this. The extra 40 does not seem to proc on headshots. What? Wait, really? So if it takes 1.5 seconds and does 55 damage per second, that's going to mean it does about 82.5 damage. So theoretically, I will not be able to one-shot a Reaper with a headshot. Let's find out. You sure? Maybe I'm smoking something. So it shouldn't be able to one-shot. It's doing it. Maybe I don't. 232.5. It should should not have been one shot. I know I do freeze damage, but look, right? Like let's watch. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe I am doing a extra damage on the freeze. Can we test this with Roadhog? No. Maybe I am doing a touch extra damage. Yeah, you're right. I was doing a touch. It is bugged. Bro, what is this game, man? Why we're actively being punished for hitting a headshot when the body shot does almost the exact same amount of damage. All right, here's how it's bugged, okay? You get a detonation damage bonus of 40 damage, right? For when there it is, a procs. There's the extra 40 damage there. The mistake now is that if you headshot, you don't get the detonation bonus. So you miss out on 40 damage, which means that a headshot on a frozen target does 150 damage, but a body shot does 110 damage. I mean, I guess it's a bug, but come on. You can't have a game-breaking bug and a change that you release the day of. That's like saying, oh, the cast grenade, it actually doesn't restrict movement abilities, or it restricts all the wrong movement abilities. Well, hey, here's an idea. How about you fix that before you release the notes? I mean, this isn't like, oh, if you freeze somebody, sometimes they're, I don't know, like, this isn't anything minor. This is the very ability of itself. Like, come on, man. It's very game breaking, and yet it goes live. And yeah, right. And Genji got buffed, and it's not even in the notes. Like, oh, right, excuse me, Genji didn't get buffed, guys. Genji didn't receive anything. Guys, don't tell anybody. All right, look, listen. Watch very carefully. Look at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Look at it. Okay. Anyway, yeah. See, Genji didn't get any buffs, guys. You see, everything's just like normal, right? Nothing's changed. Right. Anyway, back to yeah. Yeah. And that's not even on the patch notes, so okay. Wraith form consistency, spread increase for pulse pistols to fix a bug, but goodness knows if that's gonna be. I saw these. I hope his damage is like actually relevant though. I mean, it's gonna. I might need to play a game of Life Weaver unironically to find out. I mean, it's impossible to tell from training bots really, but unless he does legitimate damage, the hero is still going to be questionable design. All right, is there anything else, chat, that's really important that I should take a look at here? Cheers, Horizons. Yeah, I don't know about the Cassidy. Widow can't one-shot headshot anymore on 250 targets? Really? That seems strange. Wait, she legitimately can't. What do you mean? Yeah, we looked at Gibraltar. We already looked at Gibraltar.
I aim to devastate.
Of course you can. Liars. Win 50 plus. Okay. Somebody said something about a crosshair thing. Crosshairs are more precise tuning. Okay, probably nothing. Anything super relevant here? That goes to the decimal point. Okay. E is bigger. Oh yeah, that's right. And it heals him for 50 HP. Yeah, or the grip does. But you have to walk closer to it for it to trigger. So gripper. There it is. Right, there's the heal. Yeah. Okay. Life pool gives health. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Well, I don't know, guys. I don't really know. Let's try a game as Life Weaver. I think that's probably the most important. Maybe try one as Cassidy or May. Probably May. I'm a terrible Cassidy, but maybe we can try one Cassidy. Moira and Reaper were nerfed, but it's like the consistency stuff. I do agree it's annoying, but it's a live service game, so Life Weaver still feels garbage. I mean, yeah, shocker. I want to feel that. I want to limit test the damage though, because that's where something has to happen. Wait, what? Okay, there you go. I can't hear anything. Oh. Plugged in. Let's try this out. And then I need y'all's help for something. I need y'all's help for micro tip for DPS video. I've made the tank one already after y'all's help. Yeah, I'm gonna turn this down to teensy.
The hand will not flinch.
Yeah, I do. I needed your help for the tank one last week, and I finished the tank one. It just hasn't been released yet. I gotta listen to me, guys. I made a 3-minute video. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. That's like an all-time record for me. Yeah. What are the main heroes? Hang on. Hanzo Sonic on me. Huh. I do not like that change. Why am I hearing the swaps in my ear? Oh, crush. I'm crushed, y'all.
The enemy has taken the lead.
Why am I hearing people in my ear? I don't like this! Ah! Wait, is that a bug? Is that a bug? Is it supposed to be like that? Okay. I was gonna say, I do not like that. I mean, that's schizo. I used LFing. Interactive gameplay, ladies and gentlemen. Hindered? Bro, I
walked into that one. The warmth of fire.
The Junker Queen stands.
Okay. Am I missing something? But it's not really that obvious, the Sonic Arrow.
We can stop them pushing.
Like,
Join us.
not to bring to be a negative Nancy here, but like, but it ain't that obvious, y'all. I just hate this game so much, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I've barely been able to. I can marginally hear the Sonic Arrow a little bit. Oh, jeez. I love this hero so much. Surely I'll be fine. I'm so bad, man. I just can't do this, man. I would need to test it more thoroughly and actually. Besides, I'm trolling. I don't know if I can touch her. Ah! Winnable. We win this. That guy dies. That guy dies, right?
Look out, Ares! There's a new god of war!
Hi guys. Winnable, winnable, winnable.
Soldier 76 reporting for duty.
I feel so bad never being able to like make a play like ever. Right! No, not again! Oh man. I won't let it happen again. Oh no. Oh. Oh crap. Oh crap. I'm getting trolled. This hero, I just do not enjoy it. This hero feels so unintuitive to me, man. I can't. No! Oh no. Nerd. No! No! Damn, man. I might have played PvE on stream. I mean, I might try the... I'm not trying that freaking storytelling goofiness. I might even be able to use my ultimate. That's crazy. Okay, I mean, we could try it, I guess. Okay, so Light Fever still remains to be tested, but I am suspicious of this. Yeah, what rank is Boger at? Isn't he like Masters or something? Or Masters 5? Masters 4? I feel like with the changes, he could probably get to like...
Now entering the Black Forest.
He could probably get to like Masters 3 or 2. No way he can get higher than that though, I feel like. I don't think the changes are that significant. Peak Master was one... Yeah, but peaking is not the same as actually being there. That's not your actual rank. What is going on? What does this do? What am I doing? Add us hitbox in the game, ladies and gentlemen. What is this? Those are for Ryan? What is this? What am I looking at? Ah. Oh. Wow, that's something. Ah! Ah! That was a mistake. Seriously, what is this game mode, man? Aw, man, I was too slow on the TP. I'm currently sitting at 4 deaths, not my best. Whoa. Oh, triple fire strikes. What? Wait. One? Wait. Wait. This is a real game mode where you just kill each other until, like... Wait, what? This isn't real, right? I was a mistake. Why is he getting bloodthirsty? No way. Come on, man! What is going on? Aw, man. How do you win? You have to kill... No way you have to kill him 20 times, right? Wait, how... Look at how much damage this guy does. Holy crap. Only 3? How many times does he have to kill us? 30? Whoa. It's like AoE. I feel like the speed is the OP one. Why is our Tracer going in there? She's gonna die again, isn't she? Is there a health box that he's grabbing? Maybe I need to like actually take an angle here. Oh yeah, he is grabbing a health back. Oops, not going to do that. But yeah, it's an AoE stun. I mean, it's a... It's something, I guess. I honestly don't have any words. It's something, yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I guess so. Oh, yeah. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I mean, sorry for throwing your game on Life Weaver. I was trying to try some things and it was not going well. I think the main play is that it's going to be essentially the same in terms of playing Life Weaver, just with a teeny bit more flexibility, which kind of sucks, to be honest with you guys. Man, the wait time for the Reinhardt is crazy. Which, you know, big shocker there. Playing as any other hero is like, that's the problem with the mode, I think, is that playing as any other hero, like there's nothing new for anybody else, right? So, you know, like the problem is that people aren't going to want to play this mode if the Reinhardt's the only fun part. Okay, well, let's try this out. So I think I saw speed, triple fire strike.
Fight.
No way this... We're actually focusing Orisa. Works. This is so stupid. This is really stupid, I'm not gonna lie. Wait, are all fire strikes triple? I think they are. Oops. So this gives you ult charge? Yeah. Hey, what? Wait, why didn't it AoE that time? I didn't think I needed to turn. Oh no! No! Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I went for the tracer. Might actually die here. I'm not gonna lie, this is something else. Oh, not again! I fell for it again! No! Not twice, man. No, it's not MTD. No, it's not. Bro, this mode is so easy to cheese. Maybe these guys are just bad, but I feel like it's super easy to cheese. You know? Like, I could just, like the tracer can't even run away from me. Not again! Like, I'm not even going out of my way to cheese it, you know? I mean, it's just, it's fine. It's just supposed to be for fun, you know, but... Like, it is super, super casual, though. No! No! I knew it! I saw it in slow motion! I was like, don't do it! And yet my brain was like, do it! Do it! I thought I was timing that one. No! You must die! Yeah, I got her! Bro, come on, man. Like, I knew it was coming, but I thought that I could get around it. That was a mistake. Alright, we got him now, though. We got him now. There it is. No! This guy! You human waste! Ah! No! You will die for this! Yeah! Wait, what? Ah, I thought you were safe on high, eh? Oh, gosh. Yes! Yes! Easy escape. This game mode is something else. Okay, I don't know, man. I mean, it's something. I mean, it's like fun, but it's like fun in the same way that, like, you know, beating up on like preschoolers is fun. Let me rephrase that. It's fun and like, oh, you know, like you're dunking on like bronze players, but like yeah, it's fun with friends, I guess, but I don't know, yeah, it's a it is what it is. I don't want to be overly critical here, but you know, it's fine. My problem is that it's not. It doesn't feel like super fun for like if you're not Demon Lord. Like there's nothing really new to do, you know. When am I releasing a DPS guide? I'm not sure. Not sure. It depends. I might do something depending on how these Cassidy May changes settle down a little bit. And also when there's no Overwatch League. Yeah, Tracer does not seem good because even though like I actually don't even think like that you're like that consistently able to stay away from the Reinhardt, right? Wait, let me try one more time. Maybe we can like strategize this one because I would think Kiriko is probably okay just because she can't get run over. There's no way Lifeweaver is good because even with your pedal platform, I feel like I mean maybe you could pull people to pull up pedal platform, but then like that has to be it right there. Though also probably not gonna be able to do it today. I don't even know. Arista seemed pretty good. I don't want to play Kiriko again. I'll try Torb. Winning with Ryan is so hard. Maybe it's the map thing. Honestly, it would be harder on Eichenwald, surely, right? Maybe not. I don't know why I threw that there. Right.
YouTube viewer
Yo!
here. Just wanted to say thanks for having actual quality teaching content. Love the actual informative content and not just clickbait.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Sorry, I really appreciate. Holy! Whoa! Whoa! Was that 10,000 bits? Bro, I thought that was 100 bits. Holy cow, dude! Thank you so much. I would be more thankful, but I'm currently fighting the Demon Lord. Holy crap, dude. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I was super excited with the 20,000 subs. I'm not going to lie with you guys. Hey! Hey! Ha! Dude, well, I can't play this hero. I can't play this hero. What can I play? I can play Orisa. Right? Okay, we're good. Thank you so much for the bits, dude. I really appreciate it. All right, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm losing patience with this mode. It's like I can't engage in combat with this guy. See ya. Lucio seems pretty good. Focus! Nice, guys! Well done, team. Thank you again for the bits, mate. I really appreciate it. Oh, holy crap. Did you guys see the speed? Oh, man. Oh, what? Oh, I thought I fortified. I guess it didn't finish the animation. Oh, man. I guess you could try and boop him off the map. That has to be it, right? That has to be the meta game, right? You know what I'm saying? You try and boop him off the map. You're gonna shatter soon, I think. Oh no, didn't mean to overheat. Ah no, I will not be the one! Oh no, man. Okay, alright guys. I'm done. I can't handle this anymore. I cannot. It's so bad. I mean, it would take like, the thing is just so boring. Like, I can't engage in combat. I have to basically play Ring Around the Rosie and cheese him out. Ah, man. I don't know. No. I don't know, man. Yeah. Maybe I'll play some Cass, but I'm just so bad at Cassidy. Focusing the tank. Yeah. I'm not saying that there's no way to beat the Reinhardt. I'm saying there's no there's no easy way to beat the Reinhardt, which for an arcade mode, like it needs to be easy. I'm trying to think, what would be the optimal comp versus Reinhardt? It has to be Orisa, Lucio, Kiriko. What else?
Come on, Snowball. They need our help.
Maybe Torb, if you played it really well.
And strike.
Maybe Lifeweaver, yeah, with a pull and a pedal. Honestly, Genji may not even be that bad just because Genji should never die. You know what I'm saying? Tracer felt hit or miss because the lack of verticality felt like I could actually hit stuff. You know what I'm saying? But maybe, I don't know. Maybe the Tracer that I played versus was just bad.
It's Kiriko.
Zenyatta is here.
Oh, shoot. Lift. Ah! Something. Oh, jeez. Psychona, please. Maybe. Questionable. Frick. Have I hit a headshot, chat? Okay, I have. Whoa! Whoa! I tried to bait hook there. I just literally got one shot. Holy crap. Holy crap.
Important thing is to keep learning.
I was even trying to like bait there, but nope. I just... Oh, that's so disorienting. Just found out about Marbler's stream, the Maybug. With explosion, what happens if you swapped off her? What the heck? Also, backfill, by the way. Ah, so boring. You know what? Let's do something fun. If we're gonna backfill, let's at least have some fun with it. Yo, Baggins.
So glad I could pop in and see Spillo put in his place by a break.
Ah! I'm bad. Ah! I was trying to greed my shift. The bug is that the explosion damage, for whatever reason, doesn't sometimes proc on a headshot. Alright, well, at least they're winning a fight here. Will they touch? They won't touch. Okay, well. Yeah. So if you pick me, you're fine, but if you swap off her and back on, you won't get the explosion on headshots. Weird. How do you feel about the sniper rifts? Undecided. I feel like everything about this, except maybe the Cassidy change, is like, or in the Life Weaver changes, are undecided. Life Weaver, I'm fairly confident, is still not enough. It's like quality of life changes, but the damage things aren't going to change the fundamental problem with the hero. And the Cassidy changes, I'm not even going to say even that the theory of it is bad. It's just too risky. You know what I'm saying? To just roll out. May, Sniper, the Jungle Queen all seem either reasonable or let's see what happens kind of a change. You know what I'm saying? So you have to do like body shots and mysteries. Okay. Ah, crap. My bad. Ah, crap! Maybe I can get some cleave in here. Bro, I keep getting one shot. Was I lower or was I just not paying attention?
Time for another experiment.
Spilo or Spilo, it doesn't matter. 154? Okay. My bad.
Thank you.
It's so weird hearing Zenyatta just speaking right behind my shoulder saying thank you.
The flames of liberation rise. Destroy them.
Crap. How long does the little detonation thingy last? Like a second or so? I think like 17.5 if I'm doing my math right should be left, I think. But that's never gonna happen. It's always gonna be basically a headshot because you're never gonna be stopping instantly. I'm beating so much charge. Oh crap, we over-ulted that by a lot. Why? Yeah, it should be like 7. Dude, I do not like using Maze Shift, y'all. That's what carried me to Masters. I died a lot of times initially, but I got pretty good at like egoing it, and that allowed me to play so aggressive. Now I will use it. Ah! Crap. I got it, guys. I got it. I got it. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Come on. Oh, crap. For some reason I just didn't think I was at the HP that I was. Alright, easy win. I don't think this change is going to be like monumental. My question, I think, as you guys were predicting, is it's going to affect more of the tank matchups, I think. The slow is the more important thing. The freeze into the one-shot, I think, is going to matter too, but you shouldn't really be getting close to a Mei anyway if you're a squishy, because the DPS for primary fire back in the day was pretty good, you know, so the TDK is going to be pretty much the exact same. It is kind of dumb that the body shot burst damage is as high as it is, but I don't even think that's that. My question is just more of like, how impactful is that slow going to be? And then if they do fix the headshot burst, how impactful is it going to be, like the freeze into the right click, you know what I'm saying, on a tank? Like that has the potential to be like 200 damage, right? I mean, yes, it definitely buffed rush comps. Mei got objectively, I think, got a buff. And then Cassidy also objectively got a buff. Now, how much of a buff is it? That remains to be seen. But you know, we'll see. So let's do this. Let's practice and get prepped for our 1 micro DPS tip video. I need y'all's help with this. Now, I don't know when I'm gonna do this one because I just did the tank one and it was kind of tiresome. So maybe we don't do this one like right away. But I would at least like to get the ideas down. So for let's talk about what I'm aiming for. What I'm aiming for is I want a video. You know what? You guys want early release? All right, you guys want the Patreon rewards? You guys want to know what Patreon boys get? What they get? Here, I'll show you right now. So this is what we did off of the last when you guys helped me with the tank one last week. I'm gonna unplug my mic so there's no like echo. But yeah, here we go. If you don't know of and or aren't using these tips, you're literally trolling. These tips are incredibly important to play a tank more effectively in Overwatch 2. Let's not waste any time. You can combo power block and cover usage to bait important cooldowns. Obviously this means that you won't get your power punch, but oftentimes I find it worth it. Stand near a wall, press E, cancel it by pressing your power block again to bait the cooldown, and then you've got a free engage. Everyone should know that D.Va's a shotgun hero and does essentially no damage at range. However, a lot of people make the mistake of overcompensating and trying to force to get ult in the enemy's face and end up missing most of their shots. Stay close, but it's okay to cancel your boosters at about 2 to 3 meter range, so it's a lot easier to track both your micro missiles and your damage itself. Jungle Queen ultimate can be a very in-the-moment decision. Thankfully, the ultimate allows for last-second adjustments between the pressing of the Q and the actual launching of the Rampage. Many Aristas greed for the 200 HP damage one-shot and miss the opportunity to pull the trigger early. Don't forget that your ultimate does damage on wind-up and charge as well, and it's better to pull the trigger earlier and finish the kill afterwards if someone's about to escape. Usually it's okay to cycle your cooldowns as Ramatra, using your shield and your vortex, and then transitioning into your nemesis form. Sometimes versus targets with high damage or high CC, it's helpful to use either your shield, your E, or both to help you close the distance and secure the kill with your nemesis form. Important tip to remember with the Reinhardt is left shoulder suck, right shoulder boop. Just like the hitbox in the animation describes, that it's actually leading with the left shoulder, which means that anything closer to the left side of your hitbox is more likely to hit the pin. The right side is more likely to knock it away. Roadhog's ultimate can be used as an animation cancel when combined with Hook to put out a lot of damage, especially on tanks. Just be careful to not press your Q too sloppily, otherwise you could cancel the Hook animation itself. Everybody knows that you can cancel Sigma's primary fire with Rock, but did you know you can do the opposite as well, canceling his Rock animation with primary fire immediately afterwards? You could even combine both animation cancels for even more lethal damage. New best burst combo for Winston is the alternate fire into the zaps, into the melee cancel, into resuming your zaps. If you're not comfortable doing the melee cancel on landing, don't worry about it. It doesn't increase your DPS, it only saves you a little bit of ammo. 2 tips for Wrecking Ball. 1 is to help your engage get a little extra damage. You can always greed the gun before you slam. There's no need to slam immediately. Can also mess up the timing of certain counter CC abilities used in Ball Slam. In addition with that, make sure that you fully utilize his shields. Remember, shields regenerate HP after not taking damage for 3 seconds, so you can go in, bait some attention, and let your shields regenerate some of that HP back before you re-engage. Little tip for Zarya, try to avoid bubbling immediately when you're taking space when you haven't taken any damage. Instead, try to take some damage first, then bubble. It allows your supports to heal up your HP underneath the bubble's duration. Some exceptions may apply, like when you need to block a very important cooldown early. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me any questions that you have in the comments, and that's it. That was the tank one that you guys helped me with. I think at least a third of those ideas were from you guys, if not like half. And then obviously the ones that I came up with, so you guys got the thumbs up. So I want to do the same with DPS as well. Nice high school project. Okay, shut up. So I want stuff that's like actually fairly useful to know that isn't like parroted everywhere else, you know? So for Ash, what do you guys think? I think a lot of people will probably know like the TDK, like the, you know, like the headshot, right? Or and then scope body shot or unscoped headshot. Unscoped scope is important. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Oops. Maybe we could have something like putting your bob on an off angle. Hipfire does more DPS, but how many times is that actually like relevant, you know? Like, you're not gonna be spending a lot of time shooting shield as Ash. Maybe bob placement's like really important. Like, it's like finding the balance between putting your bob at an off angle and hitting people with it, you know? But remember, as soon as it hits somebody, it stops, so try to like bob in an off angle. It's quite relevant with flankers, but you're not worried about DPS versus flankers. You're worried about the full 80-80 motion that you can have when you're not slowed in scope. You know? I think bob offing was probably like really, really important. It can help one shot. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'm trying to find the balance between stuff that's gonna be quick and easy to explain. Bastion. Alright, hear me out, guys. My thoughts on the Bastion one are don't mash your primary fire. Because it's semi-automatic, I feel like people like kind of spray and pray. But like they miss so many shots because of that. And like if you remember, like he does pretty nasty headshot damage. So like I feel like that's probably a good one. The other one that I was thinking as well is using Bastion ult more for peel. So like, you know, everybody knows like I get on top of the Bastion, right? But like what a lot of people don't know is that, chat, please confirm for me, right? Confirm for me. When he goes in the Bastion ult, he gets the ironclad damage reduction, right? 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 Yeah, so I feel like that could be a useful tip. If you're like, honestly, like if you get dove by somebody when you don't have turret, I actually think it's pretty smart to just like freaking pop your ult. Am I crazy? Maybe it depends on who you're being dove by, but like I feel like if you don't have your turret, your odds of beating like a 1v1 is just to ult yourself. Like, oh crap. Maybe you, like, very situational, but like, I don't know. I've never heard anybody talk about that. Then you stand still though? Maybe, yeah. That's true. I don't know. Yeah, that's true. It could get abused too much. Like I could see too many lower rank players just like pressing their ult in the middle of nowhere and just freaking dying. Yeah, maybe the trigger discipline thing, like not just mashing down your button, your gun. Yeah, there's, I mean, you can. I mean, it's freaking Bastion, you know. There ain't that much to the hero. Cassidy, I feel like maybe not. Bro, what do we even do with Cassidy? Do a grenade tip? Well, let's pull up the patch notes. My first gut is the really boring thing to say, hey guys, don't just throw the Cassidy grenade at any target. Like you're gonna want to use it versus something that actually has the mobility to get away, right? So like if I'm playing versus like most comps, I don't just want to like throw it off of cooldown. I don't think it would cancel Sigma ult. I mean, I think the fact that it slows people down by 30% is also really important too, because it's going to make your shots easier to hit. So like, I would say don't. Okay, what are you guys saying? Just because it now has like, I won't say infinite range, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? Just because it has a significant range doesn't mean you should be spamming it out. It's really important that you use it like old Cassidy grenade or sticky or whatever in 1v1s or overextended tanks. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you throw it on like a freaking Reinhardt and you hit the Reinhardt, the slow on the Reinhardt is a big deal. Not to mention the charge, because it's going to prevent him from getting to cover. So you really need to hit it on tanks that are overextended or on in a 1v1. So I would say treat the new grenade like the old grenade, even though it has more range. Just because you can use it from far away doesn't mean that you should. Use it in 1v1s or in overextended tanks. Yeah, that's a good one, Dolos, but that one is like encroaching less on the micro tip thing. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right. Echo.
I am always ready to learn.
I feel like something that doesn't get utilized a lot with Echo, even though people talk about it, is the shift cancel. Right? For immediate height. That one's really important. That is something that is talked about a lot. But it's really important to be able to do that. Like, that is so good. Like, I feel like it's probably talked about a lot, but it's not enough. Like, it is unbelievably important.
Down they go. Point locked.
What do you got, Quack? Yeah, that one's good. It's just maybe too niche. Trying to find the balance between like. So, what do you guys think? Do you think the shift canceled, like so you'd go. So you do jump, shift. Like so. That one's. I feel like that's pretty good.
Very satisfying. And done.
And then try to dive bomb right without the thing so good doesn't go. Yeah, it's a really important movement tech. Genji. Maybe one that's important for Genjis to know is the internal cooldown of dash, maybe? Because everybody does the like shurikens into dash. Not everybody knows that there's an internal cooldown. You know what I'm saying? So watch this right here. If I right click dash then right click, look at the delay between the dash and the right click. You see that? That's because even if you animation your cancel your dash with, or your animation cancel your right click with dash, you still can't right click immediately afterwards. So you only want to throw shurikens. You only want to throw shurikens before your dash if you're going to like still to get the one shot. So if you want the one shot, you want like if you want the immediate like shurikens, you do not throw shurikens before the dash. You see that? See how fast that was? What's up, Zatter? I don't know. Maybe the Genji. Shuriken cooldown. I'm on fire, dude. Yeah, and also not just spamming dash. Dashing at. short dashes, I think, is the other thing as well. Maybe even more important than the animation cancel, because one of the biggest mechanical mistake that I've seen like low rank Genjis do is that they'll go like, you know, this is their target, and they'll do this number. Oh, you know, when it's like, bro, you're a shotgun here. Why are you dashing like through their head? Even if you were to do like a 180 dash, you would aim like you'd aim like here, right? So much closer. So maybe that's even more important. Like floor dashing is so important. Just keep giving yourself goals, right? The most demotivating thing is not knowing what to do next. That's why it's really important to always have goals to work on. Okay, here's a hot take. For Hanzo, stop using Storm Arrow for shield break. Unless it's like a Winston bubble. Because it's your most important dual cooldown. And it's your most important pick cooldown. Like guys, it's a 10-second cooldown. I'm tired of seeing people spamming it on shields. When is that applicable though? A lot. Like the number of Hanzos that I coach that use this ability like off of cooldown, I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's contextual though. So maybe if there's something else, I'm down. You use E to win 1v1s or to like shoot squishies, you know, or you go like you know what I'm saying? Maybe there's something with ultimate though. Maybe Sonic Arrow for flank stuff. Yeah, maybe a Sonic Arrow for information. Like really hammering, like sonicking down main only works if there's literally nothing else to do. What about Junkrat? Everybody knows the one-shot combo though, right? Everybody does. Yeah, see the problem is that the number one Junkrat tip I could give is like playstyle, which is like going for more one shots and less playing for like spam. So maybe we could do that, but like I want to avoid playstyle stuff like I was telling Ilios. Maybe it's stop greeting for multi-kills. Go for one kill. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's more of the micro tip. Just take one kill with your ult. What do you guys think? Just take like a single kill. Because everyone's got like the mindset like, oh, let's get like massive kills or whatever. I don't know. That's about best I got. I think tire pathing and stuff like that is probably reasonable as well, but well, everybody knows the one-shot combo. Like everybody should. I kind of what should I do with Mei? Should I do freeze into body shot is still a one shot? That's a pretty good tip. Oh. Oh. Also, freezing blizzard makes them freeze faster. Freeze one shot. I feel like those are two good ones. And freeze blizzard. I think that's the most important stuff. I think something that's relevant to the new changes will be good. Using wall to catch your ult projectile so it doesn't go past him. That's not a bad idea, yeah. I think the new one I like what we've got. The Pharah. I think with Pharah it's all about like fuel usage, right? Like letting your fuel regen. Don't just like spam. Don't do this, right? That's how you run out of fuel. I think a lot of like fuel stuff is probably relevant. So like rocket jump, jump jet, fuel, 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 regenerate, fuel, 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 fuel. Letting it like regenerate and not tapping it rapidly is a huge one. And not letting yourself drop down too far, because that's also another mistake, because you'll plummet down, right? If you let your momentum go down too far. Like letting your fuel regen. I think just basic hover tech. I wouldn't say only with a mercy. Like if you have any support that can heal you, I think it's probably worth doing.
You can't escape death.
Reaper.
Clean shot.
I think the shoot into ultimate, everybody knows that one. But maybe worth reminding. But I don't wanna do too much playstyle, y'all. Because it also reloads. It's not just beginner tips, it's just micro tips. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just talking about how like your ultimate reloads your weapons. So what you can do is you can be like, you know, fighting, and don't hesitate to use your ult as like a I win 1v1 button. You know, like let's say my ammo is like low, you know, then I get a free reload, right? Reload animation cancel is not particularly useful though. If you crouch jump into TP. Wait. Yeah, I guess so on the initial release. Yeah. Sojourn.
We're in this together. All of us. Rails in charge. I'd stay down. Double kill. Not so fast. Ha! I'm on my game now.
Wait. Super jump. Is that the jump shift? Like that? What is it again? Jump, shift, jump. Is it even that much higher?
I'm on fire.
Oh yeah, it is higher.
Right on the money.
Ah, I messed it up.
Pinpoint accuracy. Efficient design at work.
Like that right there, right? Can anybody tell me any high grounds that you can't make it on? What high grounds can you make it on? Dorado's second? Right. Ah! It's space, jump, space. Right, space, jump, space. There it is.
Enhanced accuracy.
What about the recoil control?
I'm on my game now.
And what do you mean? As in not mashing mouse 1 monstrously? First 9 bullets are perfectly accurate. Yeah, that's a good one too. How long does the spread last? Is it like a quarter of a second?
I'm on
Can I do it fast?
rails empowered and ready to fire.
1 second.
Gun still at full power.
Yeah, see, there he is. That was good, right? Oh no, there's a little bit there. Yeah, I mean, I think we can do both. I did 2 for a cup for like Wrecking Ball, so I don't mind. I think both are pretty good. Soldier.
Every soldier.
Am I really gonna have to tell people to animation cancel their ultimate or with their E with ultimate? Or is there something else that you guys can think of? Bill, thanks for the sub, mate. Ultimate has faster reload? Really?
Tango erased.
Burst or primary fire. Yeah, that's true. I think that's like a pretty boring one, but it's true. Holy crap, you're right. It is faster.
Not good enough.
Shoot, I just thought of one. Oh, I got one for you guys. How about this one? Remember your ultimate headshots? I feel like everybody forgets that, right? You guys see it? You know what I'm saying? Don't forget your ultimate headshots if you aim. Especially if you're like there's no people like legit forget that. Like I see so many soldier players like just literally forget that that is even a thing.
In my world, there are no secrets.
Dare I coach that? That's the tech, right? It's the decloak into the hack immediately. Dare I use that one? That's it, right, chat? So when you want to actually go for the kill, also hacking somebody, waiting, and then catching them by surprise here. You kind of increase your uptime while maintaining the damage thing. You know what I'm saying? I think both maybe.
Who invited the amateur?
Yo, what's up, Coop? Doing all right? Yeah. All right. Hear me out. I got two, and I'm not sure which one I want to do. First one first is I feel like Symmetras aren't selfish enough with TP. I think just using teleporter for like bait is like really OP. So like if you're not planning on rotating or diving their backline, just throwing out the teleporter is like really nice because it spooks people and people can't not shoot it. And so it's actually a really nice distraction for your team mid-fight. The other thing, and this one sounds corny, is like seriously spam right click. Like right click does so much damage, and look how fast this freaking thing moves. So like, which one do you guys like better? Maybe I could do both, but like bait, TP, spam right click. Yeah, but you're not always having to play with your team. Selfish TP, TP spam, selfish TP / bait, I think is like really applicable. Torb. This was a bit of a micro one, but like if you're not being dove or you're not going to get in a 1v1 anytime soon, a lot of people like don't use their E, and they really should because your fire rate is like so much faster. So like if you're not at risk of being dove or 1v1ing anybody, you're E can help you to put out a lot more ranged pressure. Turret placement as well. Yeah, true, like on a control of flank. Don't just put it on main, you know? You can use save Torbolt so it lasts longer. That's true. I don't know. What's up, Seth? What do you guys think? I'm trying to not do 2 tips right here like Tor because like it's not like he's that complicated. But like, should I use the overload for more pressure? Or should I do like the turret placement one? The alt one is niche, but alright, let's do turret placement. Fair enough. Just to control an off angle or a flank, provide a different amount of pressure, you know. You like the overload more? Yeah, that's true. It's kind of hard to decide when you're going to need it when you're not going to. Wow, this spread is brutal, y'all. Holy crap. You guys see this? Look at this. Alright, what's the deal with... Maybe I should do... Okay, one thing that I've actually talked about, I've done several VOD reviews of this actually recently because I've been coaching a lot of Tracer, is Blink Pulse. And like how everybody knows that like you go like cute blink, you know? But a lot of people don't like actually use it properly, right? To where like people just kind of abuse it. Let me actually get a bot I can farm faster. Because like people will just use it, but a lot of that, like Blink Pulse has a very specific reason when you use it. And a lot of people just use it with no real purpose. If you can't sneak up on anybody, that's when you use it. Don't be a pulse recall bot. That's a good one. No, because we're getting more into like playstyle stuff, y'all. I just want like either the Blink Pulse or maybe don't immediately recall after every pulse one.
One for you.
Yeah. So maybe either Blink Pulse or the don't recall immediately after pulse. Like explaining when Blink Pulse is good and when it's not. Well, the thing with the Blink Pulse is not that it's a thing. My focus is to be on why it shouldn't always be a thing, you know? So that's where we're unique. Like, everyone knows about Blink Pulse, but do you know when Blink Pulse isn't necessary? If you already have if the enemy team is distracted and not looking at you, or you should only use Blink Pulse when you need to close the distance on a target that knows that you're there. Otherwise, there's no point Blink Pulsing because you're just making the pulse bomb harder and wasting a resource when you could literally just walk up to them and pulse them. Alright, Widowmaker, last one, y'all. Maybe this one's similar to Sonic Arrow, where it's like... Oh, I got one. Either Venomine on the flank for information, or when the enemy team doesn't have dive threats. So if he doesn't have dive, I like using grapple off of cooldown when they don't have dive threats to create a different angle for your shots. I actually see that like lower rank Widows don't spam their grapple enough versus like sniper spam comps. Like you need to be spamming your grapple. But is that one gonna get abused? I feel like that's a tip that you don't really hear anywhere. Then We'll do, okay, we'll put the Venomine one just in case. I'll do some thinking on it. I'll be very clear about when you want to be spamming your grappling. Like, you need to be using your grapple. Like, for example, if you're in a Junkertown Widow duel or Havana and they're on, like, Hanzo Cassidy, you need to be, like, using your grapple a lot. Like, off of cooldown, essentially. As long as you don't have to reposition. And... yeah, pretty much, yeah. It's different, at least. So we're trying to find, like, stuff that's a little bit different. Okay, that's good for now. Where are we at here? So we've done our... all right, okay, here's another thing I need for you guys' help for. So... fall off is a thing, man. Yeah, but still. I was gonna do 10 reasons why angles matter. Maybe I'll do a video on that as well. What do you guys want? Okay, let's talk about that. We're gonna go right back to the practice range. So basically, here's the thing: it's like 10 reasons why angles matter. I'm gonna rattle off a few off the top of my head. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get 10, but we can try. Okay. Number 1, element of surprise. Right. Number 2, denies cover. Number 3, access to squishies / bypass tank. I mean, maybe it's not going to be 10. Maybe it'll be like 5. Number 4, splits attention. Number 5, better vision, more vision, a different vision angle. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to 10. I'm pretty much out of ideas. Less likely to take spam. To eat random spam / ults. What do you guys think? Right. Yeah, I will have to include the video of executing the concept. That's the thing. That's why I'm like getting ideas here. I'm not going to make the video from a Twitch highlight thing because it's not going to be... ah, protects your backline from that angle. Info / protection, so it's like defends against enemy, defends versus enemy angles, defends. I mean, 7 is a pretty good number. We're just gonna say that it splits the spam attention, but also say that you're less likely to take spam. I mean, that's the point. That's the point. I mean, that you just, it's exactly that, yes, because the spam doesn't all go in one direction and then incidentally hit you. It forces them to be more selective about where they put their attention, right? So if they're spamming you, they're not spamming somebody else. And you're like, how many times have we seen tracers getting earth shattered, kind of a thing? Dolas, that's a good point, but that's way over the heads of the average viewer. I think 7's good. I think we've already got it, right? Yeah, Luhatar. It's also about splitting attention. I'll talk about like the how uncomfortable it is to move your mouse. You know what I'm saying? Or your controller, right? Okay, so let me know what you guys think. Element of surprise, denies cover, access to squishy / bypassing tank, splits attention, more vision of the battlefield or better information on the battlefield, less likely to eat random spam or ultimates, and defends versus enemy angles. Forces the enemy team to use resources. I just think that's the nature of doing more pressure. Which you do more pressure because you have the element of surprise, because you deny cover, and because you have access to squishies, right? So it's like, it forces more resources because of the other point. So it's not really a point in of itself. The element of surprise, I mean, it's just as simply as like, they don't always know where you're going to be coming from because you're not predictably stacked with your team. So then therefore the element of surprise means that you're more likely to succeed with whatever pressure that you put out, / the pressure is more startling and therefore more lethal. It's just human nature. Yeah, pressure is the overarching thing, sure. It's like maximizing your pressure while minimizing your risk. And we'll talk about, like, you know, element of surprise and split resources can be combined. Well, kind of. The split resources is a thing regardless of whether you get the element of surprise, right? So even if they're not surprised, you're still splitting the resources. The element of surprise is, I'm startled, therefore you are more, I'm not expecting you to do that, therefore what you're going to do is more likely to work. Split resources, it doesn't matter if I know you're doing it or not, I still have to turn my attention away from main, which means that you create more pressure, or you make it harder for those resources to get value. Two to three examples and pointing out value. I can also use like the bird's eye view as well, like from the replay viewer. What do you guys think? You lower the value of AoE abilities. Yeah. I mean, I think that's like splitting resource, like lower value of AoE abilities. It kind of goes less likely to eat random spam. I kind of like 7, to be honest with you, so I don't want to make 8, but that is a good point. Yeah, if you want to link it in chat, I'll check it out. Okay. On off angles, you can play around health packs. Yeah, but I think that's like a bonus, but also it's one of the downsides of playing off angles is that you don't, it's harder to heal you sometimes. So like I would feel disingenuous bringing up a positive and frame when there's also a negative on that aspect as well. So I mean, you're not wrong. More health packs are on the periphery than they are on main. Cheers, Phoenix. I appreciate it. I'm glad it was helpful. I hope you guys like the tank seminar. I really was like, okay, so here's my concern with the tank seminar. Whenever there's something that long, I'm always scared that I'm gonna be like tired by the time I'm done, and like the quality. Okay, I'm gonna bookmark this and I'll check this out. Thank you, Akvon. I'm always scared that like the quality is gonna dip. So I chatted with my Patreons, is like, yo, so they said it was okay. So I really try to like keep the energy throughout, but it was like 7 hours. It was just like, I was like, oh crap, you know. I was so tired when that was done, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But I wanted to like, again, not be like, you know, and dip the quality just because it happens. Zarya happens to start with the letter Z. You know what I'm saying? Like that would suck. That like, yeah. Okay. I don't think what I should do here. You guys want to do a map guide? You guys want to do a map guide? Tell you what, we should do a map guide before I head out. I need nominations though. I need nominations. So I'll make a poll. And then I'll go to the bathroom because I drank a lot of water. But I'll at least get some nominations. Gibraltar. Dolas, the Antarctic map guide is already finished. It just hasn't been posted yet. Tell you what, screw it. Screw it. You guys want it? You guys want it? Double early release today. I'll drop it in chat. I'll drop it in chat. Hold tight. Hang tight. It's not like up, but here. There you go. Junkertown, we already have done Numbani. That one is posted. Gibraltar, Ilios, Junkertown, New Queen Street. All right, well, let's get a poll going then. Map guide, Gibraltar, Junkertown, Ilios, Liz World. Okay. I'll set it for 2 minutes, and I'm gonna run an ad as well, so new viewers don't have to get stuck with an ad. Because that's the nice thing, when I run an ad, new viewers don't get hit by an ad for 10 minutes. So it's, be right back. Is it working? No? Yes. Yeah, true. The Gibraltar stuff is newer. Ilios with 8 votes? Really? The poll is live, by the way. You guys want to vote? And maybe I should do Gibraltar. I feel like a tyrant now, though. I put up a poll. And I'm just gonna like disregard the poll results. Yeah, we can do Ilios. We can do Ilios. I have to figure out where to stand as a support. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, here's the thing with King of the Hill. The thing with King of the Hill is that you guys have to understand that, like, it brings out the worst in what I would call dynamic positioning. In other words, where you can't just stand in one spot. So if you want to talk about King of the Hill positioning, you do need to have a couple of good positions with support that you're comfortable with. But if you're not moving as a support based off of the enemy... Okay, so let's actually start the map guide here. Okay, so first question I get is, how do I position as a support on Ilios? And the answer is, stop trying to memorize positions. Memorize things like you want a little bit of range as on a Zenyatta, you want cover, you need LOS of your team, preferably the enemy team as well. And live by those guidelines, right? Now, is that going to be rolling out on high ground? Is that going to be rolling out on this position here, playing this position here, this position here, this position here, this position here, and sometimes even, yes, on point? And the answer is yes, all of those positions are very reasonable. The problem is you can't, especially in Overwatch 2 with the removal of one tank and how dynamic positioning in these fights are, you really need to stop looking for one spot to roll out with on support or DPS or even a tank. You need to react to with where the enemy team is. So if I'm playing high ground as Ana and they go snipers, okay, they have a hit scan on high ground, I really shouldn't be standing there. I need to drop, okay? I need to drop and establish a sight line. I rotate here, the enemy tank starts to rotate this way, okay, then I need to rotate away, keep my distance, rotate to here. Okay, Genji takes the high ground, okay, then I rotate all the way up to here. Maybe I even flip the map, okay? You need to continually react to basically what the enemy team is doing and where they are rotating to and establish positioning as a result. So and this is not just an Ilios problem. This is a King of the Hill problem. People's problems with King of the Hill is because the maps are a lot more like, for lack of a better term, circular. You know what I'm saying? Like there isn't like a static push and pull. People really struggle with movement. So if you can't move comfortably, and you can't move from point A to point B to point C to point D to point F and react based off of what the enemy team is doing, you're going to have a problem in all rules with positioning on this map. So I'm going to give you guys some guidelines of some good positions to hold, but don't take my word as gospel. Instead, take them as inspiration, and remember things like cover, sight lines, the range of your hero, where the enemy team is, and then react based off of what's happening here. So King of the Hill has much less pick a position and much more react to what you're given with and apply fundamentals like cover. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to do things just from this side, but obviously it's mirrored on the other side. I do think rolling out high ground for some heroes is good. The only problem with high ground is that I do think it's a little bit overrated because it is very exposed. So even with like the bell and then like this little fancy thing here, you need to be very careful about playing this position if they have better ranged heroes than you. It's totally fine to either drop or to utilize a different sight line. For example, you can peek out here and contribute without peeking their high ground as much. You can also peek out here if the fight's breaking out on point. I love this sight line. The sight line's really, really powerful. So these are things to kind of look to leverage and utilize. You can also look to drop and control sight lines from here. So like these are your sight lines that's powerful here. Cage also is good for you. If you're playing a DPS or a shorter sightline flanker like Genji, this little flank to their high ground as well is really, really powerful. A lot of times first fight teams will meet in this cage. One of the best things that you can do is not to stack up here, but to look for a safe angle to rotate on this way. This is a little bit close for people, but even just taking like a sight line here can be really strong to establish a bit of an off angle to deny the enemy team's cover. Highly recommend doing that. If they meet here, well then you can take the cage flank and try to fight for the cage flank in here. A lot of tracers and sombras, Genjis, even wrecking balls and stuff are going to be kind of utilizing this cage or going all the way around coast side to look to wrap it around from this way. So big thing to keep in mind, guys, is that like this map has like really like 3 combat zones. You've got cage, you've got bell, and you've got point. If your people are going point, well, you've got the entire rest of the map to take off angles from. Going point is generally not recommended. You should only go point if you have like a Rhine May symmetric comp. For the most part, you want as few people as possible on point, because if everybody groups up on point, that means the enemy team can take every angle in the game. If you ever play versus a comp that all goes point, don't panic. Just take every off angle that you possibly can. If they fight on bell, then it's very reasonable to take off angle positions on right and take off angle positions on left. Keep in mind that on left, these type of positions are more congested. So if you're like playing like a sniper, or a spam hero, this area is not as powerful. If you're playing like Genji, Tracer, Sombra, Reaper, Lucio, Moira, Kiriko, this is a little bit more attractive. If you're playing more ranged heroes, either rolling out high ground or even coach gunning, lunging, grappling, taking a position more along this sightline is a lot more favorable. This sightline is also really, really good for pharmacies and echoes or anything with vertical mobility, because this building provides a lot of cover. You can get on top of hit scans, and you can even wrap all the way to their spawn and utilize the cover from their own high ground against them. So I really, really think you need to look at this map, think about your hero's range, and decide which side of the map you kind of want to lean into. Obviously react to what's given to you, but be very, very careful about that. Point is important. Obviously it is isolated by itself, but we want to like leverage and try to capture point. If, like I said, everybody's grouped up on point, don't panic. Take all the off angles that you can in the world. Do not forget that this mega health pack exists on both sides. Everybody knows about this one, but they often forget about that one. I'm trying to think if there's anything else here. Chat, do you have any questions about this round? Let's start with this. Do you have any questions about this round? This particular round of Koth. Yeah, grind FFA. Grind deathmatch. No questions? We'll give it like 1 more minute. I'll chop this out of the YouTube video. You got about holding point and retaking. I mean, retaking point should really be trying to retake space of some way, shape, or form, whether that's attacking cage side, whether that's trying to retake high ground, or whether it's putting one person on cart. If you control point, I do not recommend you keeping people on point. Maybe one person on an off angle, but you want to try and get back to this pillar here. You want to try to get back to this cage side. You want to try and get back to this high ground. And one of the big mistakes that I see from defenders is that, oh, we capture point, let's all stand on point, when in reality, that's just going to confirm or increase the odds that you're going to lose the fight. So what you want to do is you want to have one person on point, potentially either like standing or being able to touch and contest point, while everybody else thinks about making the rest of the enemy teams walk forward as miserable as you possibly can. Is it good to push from the pool rooms? Not particularly, no. You can if you're a flanker, like a Tracer Sombra, you can get really sneaky, a Wrecking Ball and so on. You could do all sorts of like sneaky flanks to pressure point. You can wrap around all the way to the spawn, but for most heroes, not really, no. As Ashe, you can use a high ground cage inside there. How do you get out of a spawn camp in Ilios? Well, we'll get there. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which, if I'm correct, is going to be Ruins.
Now arriving at Ilios.
Well, I thought it was alphabetical. I'm being baited, chat. Okay. All right, so Well is a little bit different. Now, what makes Well unusual is that the point is the main hub of fights. So most players rotate immediately and stand here and take trades. The problem with this is not very good for certain matchups. For example, if I'm playing a hero like a Reinhardt, Reaper, Mei, Lucio, this position is okay. But like, let's say they've got a Hanzo, Orisa, Bastion, something like this. I'm just going to get out spammed. So what you kind of need to do is you need to try to find a way to close the distance. Moving to this corner here is really good. Also utilizing this angle through here, this flank to here, even just to threaten the enemy team, or at the very least being able to push them from here to here. It's a much shorter sight line. So you need to utilize the cover on the windmill, the mill side of the map to be able to close the distance, either from inside the room or even just juggling from corner to corner. Obviously, you got to be careful for boobs, but that goes without saying. The other option that you could do, especially if you are a ranged DPS or even a ranged support, is I really like starting my rollout as like an Ana Zen, and either like taking the long way through the stairs here and rolling out to here, so that I can kind of get a decent sight line here. Maybe if my Ryan goes here, I might have to stack with my Ryan as an Ana. But if I'm like playing like a Zen, Kiriko, Hanzo, even like a Genji, I like to roll out in this side. And I get a little bit of information once I'm here. And then I make the decision about whether I want to drop and spam from this off angle here. Notice that this off angle denies the cover of this part of the map from the spam here. And sometimes I might even deepen here, like a Cassidy. I might even deepen into this room. It's very similar to the cage from the previous round, but the difference is that there's actually some distance here if people aren't meeting you here, and even meeting you here, there's a little bit more space for you to work around. So this part of the map is actually way underutilized in low to mid ranks, and it's really important because it prevents everybody from just kind of stacking here and surviving. Going this angle means that the people hiding behind the wall take a lot of damage, and I think that's really important. Also, if you're running something like a Tracer, Sombra, Reaper, Winston, Wrecking Ball, a lot of the flankers utilize this side of the map to set up for backline. They'll wrap around this way, they'll maybe off angle this way. If you got like a Sombra, she might go all the way into your spawn and wrap around this way, all that kind of stuff. And I think this is like a really important way to do this. Now, you guys will see Overwatch League players sometimes set up their backline in this off angle position. This can work in dive matchups, but it's probably not going to be relevant in 99.9% of your games, so I'm not going to even mention it. You can roll out here on high ground. On retake, if they're holding on cage, it can be a pretty good position, but for the most part, you're either going to be looking to take an angle here or looking to take an angle here. Now, one thing I do see messed up is I don't want to see my support standing here. I like this corner here. I like this corner here. I even like this corner back here. And if you want to make a play, there's also nothing wrong sometimes with taking an aggressive angle here. But like if I'm playing an Ana, I might go for a quick nade here. But please do not stand out in the open. Point is a death trap. You do not want to be standing out on the point whenever you can. Now, another super underutilized part of the map is actually the far right mill high ground. Tracer, Genji, Echo, Pharah, Baptiste. My mind is going blank here. Diva, Winston. There are so many heroes that can utilize this side of the map, not just to spam and play on point, like you might see Baptiste taking a safe angle here, but to actually wrap all the way around and access the enemy backline from here. I mean, heck, you even see tracers rolling out on high ground here, blinking across here, and then going 3, 2, 1, blink across here, and they have immediate access to backline that way. There are so many uses for this side of the map. Pharahs and Echoes really like to abuse this cover right here, just like the previous round. It's very, very, very strong. The only problem, of course, is that if you're playing on a hero like Genji, if you don't have a healer with you, you're going to be completely out of your support LOS, and there aren't really that many good health packs around here. This one's a little bit deep. There is this one which you could play around with, but yeah. So basically, if you're playing a short sightline flanker, maybe a Reaper or something like that, this is pretty good. Reinhardt, you guys can kind of use this room to close the distance on the squishies. I really like this room here. If you're playing something a little bit longer distance, I kind of like this side of the map here. Don't just stand grouped up on main. If you're using something with a little bit of vertical mobility or something like Tracer that can blink across in this high ground, this side of the map is also really good. You can even do this as Hanzo versus comps that don't have like a Genji or something like that, right? Pretty good. And then again here, I do see a consistent error very similar to the last one, where a lot of teams, when they win the fight, they'll all group up on point and like hold this choke here. And while this choke is pretty good, it doesn't really let you take a lot of good off angles. Like everybody's just kind of in a giant clump, and you're kind of vulnerable to boops. You're kind of vulnerable to people taking a flank over here and assassinating you. Heck, they could even roll out in high ground across from here and do that here. Oh, by the way, that's another thing to utilize here. Don't forget that you can path here with heroes that don't have vertical mobility, like a Cassidy, and you can really catch people off guard by kind of dropping and peeking here. They won't even see you going through this door. So if they're holding close. But yeah, anyway, long story short, having somebody holding the choke here is okay. I kind of like letting them out onto point a little bit, where maybe my DPS over here, my support in a safe position back here, has better angles. Just like the previous map though, there's going to be a lot of squishies moving left, moving right, pushing and pulling. Don't just stand in a position. If I'm playing Ana here, and I see the Cassie wrap around on my flank left, I'm not going to sit here. I know what he's going to do. I knew he's going to wrap around and shoot me in the butt cheeks, so I'm going to move my old grandma butt cheeks and move to right here, right? I'm going to rotate this way. If I see the Reinhardt and Reaper pushing in here, I'm not going to stay here like an idiot. I might rotate to this position here. Heck, I might even flip the map and rotate all the way to over here. You got to pay attention to this stuff. Whether you're a DPS, a support, or a tank, you can't just turn your brain off here. You can also utilize this high ground here to jump up and over with heroes that have vertical mobility to be really sneaky there. That's mostly it. In terms of relevant health packs, pretty much all of them are very well known. You guys know the minis here. You guys know the mini in the back mill. Everybody should know the mega all the way over here. I think there's a health pack over here. Yep, there's a mega all the way over here. It's not super well utilized. It's not very well placed, but it's worth knowing. Yeah. Any questions? Is it viable for flankers to roll out on coast high ground? Yes, it is. Why do Winstons take the opposite high ground in Owl? You mean this one or this one? The one on coast or the one over here? A lot of it is knowing that they want to get to the squishies on this high ground, and so this way allows them to get healed by their Ana, and if they see an advantage, they can jump onto the opposing high ground. But if you go over here, it's too easy. It's too hard for your support to heal you, and too easy for the enemy Ana to shoot you. But yeah, definitely a tricky one. Definitely a tricky one. And obviously, it goes without saying that boops are pretty strong here. So, you know, try to avoid playing on point for more than one reason. For Sombra, what's a good rollout for this map to the first fight? I think one of your better rollouts is going to be actually utilizing this left door here and going up all the way across the stairs, wrapping across this ledge here and ledge running, and then getting the hack on the mini. And then from the mini, you can keep your translocator like up here. And then from here, you can either look to set up in their spawn from here, or if they're playing a composition without a lot of poke, you can kind of off angle and just live forever here. One of the things I used to do in quick play sometimes when I was playing with friends is I'd pick Sombra here, and if they had a comp without like a hit scan, I would sit here with a hacked mini and I would off angle and spam and spam and spam and spam and spam and spam, just basically self-sustained for ages. And I'd build an EMP like first fight. Now this was back in Overwatch 1, but some of the similar principles there. Any other questions? A lot of the cops have more it depends answers. So being more familiar with a map comes with time, but also just with like limit testing. Playing coast in the mini seems tempting. Well, the only problem is that it's very short sightline. So if you were to go for a play on Sombra here, you'd be very close to the enemy team, which isn't great as Sombra. You want to kind of give yourself more options, and the left side generally gives you more engage options. Any other questions? A lot of tanks are pretty good in this map. I think the boot potential definitely opens up the door for more tanks to be viable. For example, this would be a terrible Wrecking Ball map if it weren't for the fact that there is a boot value. Could you get into the spawn camp on this part of the map? Yeah, so a lot of times, sometimes you'll see teams that play like really, really aggressively here. And then they're just kind of spamming the crap out of this choke. People can't even leave the spawn doors. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. So the first thing you need to do is stop walking out of this door. Immediately, especially if you're playing a hero with high pick potential, try to get out this door here and look to basically cause chaos either through this angle here, or even wrapping all the way around from here. If you're a flanker, even more important. So stop running it down mid. Utilize the angle on the opposite side of the high ground. A Lucio boop at the spawn door definitely never happened to me in a ranked game. You know who it was? Okay, true story. You know the first guy that tried that on me? It was ML7 in Overwatch 2 Alpha. And I have the video. Wait, let me see if I can find it. I have the video of that little turd trying it to me and failing. Wait, where is it? I always forget where my... Oh, I got it. Forever. I've got to get a new computer. This is taking forever. Yeah, check this out.
The outcome is not.
Oh no, he didn't go for the boot. He tried to. Man, isn't that elimination sound like so outdated?
Is not group up with it. The outcome.
Little rat. Anyway, okay, let's keep going. So, next point, which will be ruins. Zin kick a spawn door. Yes, big brain. Now, ruins is, I would say, probably the simplest of the modes because it's a little bit more linear. You still need to pay attention to the dynamic positioning that I was talking about. Don't just autopilot on this side of the map. Turn your brain off. So, first things first. Right side of the map is really, really important for really pretty much every composition. You really need to make sure that you are trying to control this side of the map as fast as you possibly can, especially if you have heroes with a little bit of range. This is where you get your sight lines here, right? Like along here on the point. If you end up stuck over here as a hero with sight lines, you're going to have a really bad time. So you need to try and get control of this left side if you can. If they roll out with a composition that just brute forces it, okay, don't brute force it back. You can try to ping pong the opposite side. And this is something that I don't see utilized a lot. This position isn't really good, right? But this position is. So if you're playing like Hanzo, Ana, Cassidy, Zenyatta, looking for an angle, Kiriko, whatever, and you can't get the left sight line, don't try to brute force it. Just swing on the opposite side and poke them out from here. Really important that you're controlling or at least one or pressuring at least one of the sides of the point, either the left or the right. It doesn't really matter which one. Obviously, this side's a little bit more attractive because it's a little bit more space. There's a nice little mega health pack. There's more room and less likely of a chance of just falling off. But if you can't win it, having at least some pressure here is really important. The other mistake that I see in this map a lot is that people tend to just drop to the point for no particular reason. You do need to cap point, but remember the point doesn't open up immediately anyway, and you really want as few people on point as possible because it is a death trap. There is no space on the map. There's no cover on the point at all outside of these little rocks here. So if you are going to cap point, you kind of want to hug this here if they're right there and just trying to get as close to the wall so they don't peek you. Okay, so basically, point is important, that you really want to put as few people as you possibly can on point and try to take the space around and off of point as fast as you possibly can. And then in terms of the retake, so this is the hardest part about this map in a lot of ways, is that you don't get the opportunity to like take any high grounds, and walking out of this choke can feel really, really, really bad. One of the biggest problems that I see is when people are holding close here, which is pretty good, is that everybody tries to walk out of the choke at once. What you need to do is send at least, if you're a ranged DPS or anything, even a flanker, take this angle here from the mega, distract them, even deepen. If you're a flanker, you can keep going, right? I can't tell me how many times that you going here as a Tracer, Genji, Sombra, Wrecking Ball, Cassidy, Hanzo, and so on is going to create a lot of space. The other thing that you can do as well, if you have vertical mobility, okay, is you can utilize this angle here. Again, creating distraction, creating space. Flankers can also utilize this room here, wrapping around. This one's a little bit harder and a little bit more obvious because you're more likely to run into backliners here. But don't just try to punch it through the choke. Try to be creative with your approach, wrapping around either right or left, so that you're going to be able to not get spammed out in the main choke. For holders, defenders, I think there's really only 2 spots of the map that you really want to hold most of the time. This choke here is pretty good, right? As long as you're aware of what's happening on the left and what's happening on the right. And I see a lot of people hold this here, but I actually don't love it that much because it kind of puts an awkward position for your backline where it's like you're not really stuffing them in the choke because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 angles that they can attack you from. And so it doesn't really quite have the benefit of this choke, but it also doesn't like quite have the benefit of holding point where it's like you have all the space in the world. So I like to basically either hold the choke there or basically hold point, even if it's like holding it here where you can get, you know, your supports over here, your DPS over here, you got a flanker over here, right? This, when you're holding here, you're not really leveraging your advantage as much because your DPS and supports aren't in better positions than the attackers. So you're either stuffing a choke or you're letting your supports and DPS have better cover and better off-angle positions. You kind of get to pick your poison here, whatever one you want to hold for the defense. One little thing as well, let's talk about hit scan for a second here. So everybody knows the Widow rollout. I do think that the fall off nerf is going to be a little bit more of a factor on this particular map. So Widowmakers, you can push the bill by pushing it here. You can also push the bill by trying to rotate and take a sightline here, although it's a little bit worse. But something that's especially good for Hanzo's, Widowmakers, Ashes with vertical mobility is this freaking sightline right here. This is the juice, right? Not only do you have a sightline on point, but you also have a sightline on the really relevant left side of the map. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. Widowmakers, we need to be careful because they are a little bit close, but honestly, that's kind of how new Widowmaker is going to work right now. So I highly recommend giving that one a shot. Genji's, Tracers, Sombras, Reapers, and so on. Either utilize this flank to wrap around to their spawn, or you can get really close and shoot spam from here. Again, as I said, this is also pretty good for other ranged DPS as well. Tanks. Understand your matchup versus the enemy composition. If I'm playing Reinhardt with Lucio speed, I can pretty much brute force this area clear. I can just go in there swinging and clear it all out. If I run straight to point as a Ryan Lucio and they take all the high ground off angles, I'm going to die. However, if the shoe's on the other foot and I'm playing like a Sigma versus a Ryan May, I'm not going to be able to brute force it. I'm going to have to be able to spam them out, and maybe I look to off angle here. Heck, maybe I even off angle here to try and create a little bit of a spam pressure. So you need to create a little bit of a distance. A lot of compositions are viable on this map. A lot of compositions are viable on this point because it does have decent spam sightlines, but also has a lot of cover for more brawly compositions. Relevant health packs. Obviously, pretty much everybody knows where all the relevant health packs are. The megas on this side here. I mean, it's just a cornucopia of megas, right? There's essentially 3 megas for each side plus the one in the middle. Are there even any relevant minis? And I want to say no. I think it might just be all megas. I just now realized that. That I don't think there are any mini health packs in this map. Wow, I don't know why I just now noticed that. So yeah, there's that. This high ground is also pretty good for defenders. So like if you're holding on defense and you have a hero with mobility like Tracer, Genji, Cassidy, if you're trying to cheese, hiding up here and kind of letting them walk out to here and then pouncing them here is pretty darn good. Highly recommend that. You can also utilize this little jumpy here to get onto the high ground. You can do that even if you don't have, I believe you can do that even if you don't have vertical mobility. So something to try and leverage. If you're having a hard time getting up into this, use this rock, then this stone, then this stone, and then from here, stone, boing, right there. So there you go. Inside the buildings, one on each side. Yeah. So definitely something to kind of keep in mind. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else here. So I see a lot of supports like to kind of hold this position here, and while this position isn't too bad, it does expose you a little bit to the right and to the left. So remember your ping pong, your dynamic positioning. If you see a lot of people going here, it's okay as a DPS and support to rotate this way, and vice versa. It's also okay to rotate to this way and rotate it this way. We do not want to see people standing out in the open. There is so much cover here for DPS and supports. There's really no excuse to not have at least a little bit. Okay, any questions? Any questions? How should you path as a support if the enemy has snipers and your team doesn't? So you kind of can run it down main for the most part, and then right about here, you can path here, but you've got to be very cautious about their support sightlines on that high ground and the back one. So you can rotate to here as well, and then rotate to here, but obviously you're peeking this here. The other option is to kind of utilize what I was saying on the opposite side, where you can peek here, or even better, rotate to this sightline right here where it kind of cuts them off. Just be careful when you're here that you are exposed to them peeking the opposite door because you don't have any cover. Any other questions? No? Well, that wasn't too bad. I enjoyed it. You guys learned a little bit. And you guys know the routine with map guys. It's always going to be about finding a little tip here and there, a little nuance here and there that's going to help you in your ranked games. I think the dynamic positioning thing is a really important one that probably a lot of people need to hear on, especially in just Koth maps in general. But, you know, it's not going to be like a trillion details that are going to be super, super important. It's more about the general approach and a couple of tips or tricks that are going to help you out. Okay. Let's might play some Patreon games. At least for a little bit. Maybe we could try some of these changes out. I could go ruin people's days. I also just need to be a whale here, I think. Because sadly, I think I need to. I have to do the battle pass thing, guys. Don't look at me when I'm like this. Upgrade battle pass. No. Oh, guys. Don't look at me like this, guys. I'm ashamed. It is pretty good, yeah. Season 5 starter pack. Well, I'm probably gonna have to get the next one, so I need more. Is the slime skin free? I don't know. Oh, I'm getting it for free because I have a BattleNet balance. We good, ladies and gentlemen. It's technically free. Ta-da! Okay. What's my credit card number? I won't tell you that, but I'll tell you my social security number. 732-462-1113.
We are simply on different levels.
Hello?
Yo, what's up?
Oh, am I the only one in here?
Yeah. Awkward, isn't it?
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like it either, trust me.
I want at least Farashi or Tech or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I could just sit here and stare at you menacingly. You coming
That
on?
is-
You patching or what?
Yeah, I haven't launched Overwatch today, so it might be a patch.
That's fine.
We are simply on different levels.
This quest watch thing is something.
We are
I hate being negative, but has Overwatch like ever had like a good thing?
Has it ever been good?
Like it feels like every event is always like, oh, Lucio Ball. I guess Junkenstein's Revenge had its moments. You know, unironically, I feel like the Archives event back when that was like Rialto, you know, was like the most interesting, fun PvE thing that we've ever done. But it feels like so much of the PvE is just like boring.
Yeah.
Like, can you think of any that I'm missing?
That were good?
Yeah.
Like any game mode besides...
Yeah, May Snowball's no good. I don't like Lucio Ball. This,
I mean, Experimental was genuinely fun
Yeah,
to see the ideas
experimental was
come
fun.
out.
But see, that doesn't even count.
Yeah, I guess because it's just a normal game, but with
Yeah,
experimental in
Junkenstein
it.
was okay, but
I played it once and never played it
it
again.
gets old really fast.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's the Mystery Heroes game mode, which is standard, which is fun. I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other events. I like the Christmas event, but the games themselves, like, I guess the Yeti Hunter is kind of interesting. Not terrible.
Nah, it's boring.
I don't know. No idea.
They need to put you in charge. Just have you make game modes.
Yeah, I'll fix everything.
Yeah, I believe it.
I really don't want to be like super negative about it. Arietta, I was just being negative.
Oh yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about like their overall like PVE/event like creative ideas stuffs? I feel I was me and Gregor were like sitting here and I'm like I can't think of any one that was like actually like really fun besides experimental. Like
Yeah.
the Demon Lord thing
I mean,
is not great. The new PVE like quest watch thing, it looks not great.
they definitely haven't had a good track record because, like, I think the only one I really had a lot of fun with back in the day was like Junkenstein's Revenge.
Yeah.
And then like the other ones, I just kind of like checked out a couple times and then I was done, you know?
Yeah. Christmas was not that good. I like the event of Christmas, but it not really good. Lucy Ball was bad. Oh shoot. The HLC, the Horizon Lunar Colony thing that they did was like really, really forgettable.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I forgot that
I did
was
it
even
like
a thing.
once. Yeah.
And I played it like 10 times with the and it's like I forgot that was even a thing.
That's funny. Yeah, the only things I think the only thing I really get excited about is like the experimental stuff from
Yeah.
April Fools.
You mean the Cassidy
like,
patch?
and they kind of, huh?
You mean the Cassidy patch?
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh man.
So like, I feel like they kind of like accidentally wandered into that one. You know, it wasn't
Yeah.
even like they really intentionally, tried to make that a whole event. But like everybody loves that the most. I think.
Are you patching, by the way? We'll wait for you.
Yeah. It's like 3% off. Let's see.
Fine. I just don't know. I can't think of anything. They did that one. They did the not the Junkenstein Revenge, but they did the weird like Sombra thing last Halloween, right? Like the weird like one in Eichenwald.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I didn't even play it.
It was pretty fun, but honestly,
That one was kind of cool.
Okay, maybe it's just me, but the only downside about that mode is Sombra's voice completely ruins the spookiness of it.
I think that's on purpose.
really?
I feel like
Yeah.
like it's not supposed to be creepy.
Does it just sound too campy?
Yeah, it does.
With her voice?
I mean, it was probably
okay.
the intention, but like everything else is like super like jump scarish, and then Sombra just is like going. I'm like, oh man, like. But yeah.
Maybe they tried telling the voice actress to go creepy and it just didn't work. So
I mean,
it's
it's
like,
hard with
leave it the
Sombra's
same.
voice. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the
It's
nature
true,
of the
yeah.
character.
That's kind of how she is.
Yeah.
I kind of liked the Star Watch game mode. Was it Star Watch with the turrets?
Yeah.
I kind of like that one. I think I played that one more than any of the other ones. I think I played that
Yeah.
like 10 times.
They put more effort into that one than some of the other ones for sure. But like even like the fan defeat the Demon Lord thing. I mean, you guys saw it. I was like, I don't know if you saw it, but I was like trying on stream, and I'm like, whoa, Reinhardt's really fun. Wow, being not Reinhardt is like super boring. Like super boring. Like, cause there's no mechanics for anybody else. It's literally just don't die to Reinhardt. You know?
Oh, that is weird. I forgot that they changed the.
Yeah. It's something.
Hi.
What's up, Ty? I didn't
Oh.
invite you, but we we just happened to get a game.
Nice. So I can spectate and make fun of Spylo for a little bit.
No, I'm playing Widow, so let's see how that goes.
Tank should I play here? All right, Tech. What tank?
Yeah, Tech.
I would say Roadhog, but he's not even a hero right now.
No.
So
Do you
go ball.
What is that in the
Paul?
background, Tech?
Yeah.
Anything? Okay, I declined that one as well. You got one more try.
Okay. Go Winston.
Oh, Winston.
A better world.
Sounds like you're burning a CD in the background, Tech.
Really?
Yeah, with
it
the mic,
sounds like...
it's like this very like it's like this like little tiny quiet little buzz.
You got LimeWire going?
I think it's my laptop screaming.
Probably, yeah.
Maximilian's tastes are quite.
Okay, I get so much agony from hearing your voice anyway. It's like can't be any worse.
It's
Here,
actually
I'll
soothing.
just leave it off mute so you can just hear it all the time.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Actually, it's gone
Thanks, I
now.
appreciate it.
They're on Widow and I think Sigma. Widow's on the top left. I'm gonna wrap left side. I'll get on top of her. Damage boost, Mercy, Sojourn, I think. Yeah, no, May.
Did the Discord noise reduction actually kick in?
I don't know.
my god!
Yeah, damage boost on that sucker.
Oh wow.
Alright, I'm not gonna even peek
Okay.
yet.
I got that rolled.
My video settings are weird.
Oh wow, I'm just gonna die. Something melted me. I don't know if I hit a headshot or... Oh yeah, I got a headshot. Hang it then.
Oh, they shielded her. Look at her stats. We're doing so good.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting melted.
I would love to help you. Oh man.
I'm
Okay.
getting melted.
No, maybe.
Maybe I go right. I probably should go right. Nice.
Hi.
Okay, okay.
The May is
They're
insane.
gonna res. Come on, the May. No wall. I got some space in the right.
They have a shield up.
Alright, wait. 3, 2, oh, 3, 2, 1. I'm getting blizzarded. I'm gonna be dead.
Yep.
I'm almost back. Their Widow is still dead. I'm going in. No lamp, no shift. I'm on the May here. Sight scare. I have primal. I'm on the Widow. I think I'm gonna kill her. On the back. Top is low. Mercy?
Oh no. Oh no.
Mercy 1.
I am dead.
I'm on the bat. I think I'm gonna kill him. Got him.
Nice. I have Buck in a second.
Ooh, Widow's back from spawn.
May's flanking.
Go clock the Widow, clock the Widow.
I can't ping Widow. She's in the back main.
Widow's alone in the house.
May 1. On the Mercy here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the May. Find a body block for you.
Woo. Yeah.
Sigma's 1.
I'm still in. I'm going in. Oh no, I messed up my jump.
That's
Oh,
1.
I got 2. Holy crap, man. This is crazy. Oh man. Alright.
I keep on trying.
I'll be back soon. They're gonna have Flux. Nice shot. They
Hey,
have
Reza.
Flux maybe window. It's okay. I'm gonna bubble off the Sigma here. Oh, I should have done that. Nice shot. Where's I spawn? Oh. We have an ult.
I'm close.
Honestly, I thought we could just DPS too. Mercy here. I think I juked it. Yeah. Oh no.
You're not juking that though.
Sitting on it.
Oh, well, done it. Oh no. Oh no, I flew into a sign.
Here.
Ah! Oh no. Okay.
I have primal. Care. I can get touch, but
No, don't kill me.
Hit me. I mean, because I need to go really soon. I got touched, but I don't know if I can.
Wait, C9.
No,
Nah.
no, not doing it. Got the echo.
Hey, actually winnable if we touch.
No, we don't touch.
No,
No,
not
we
happening.
That was a really strange game. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie with you
was
guys.
Resounding.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm playing on like slideshow mode right now. So
Really?
I think I need to. I think I need to restart.
Okay.
I'm not. I have no
PowerPoint
excuse.
Overwatch.
Alright, chat. I'm gonna head up. I'll see you guys on Thursday. We'll have another stream on Thursday,
All right, I'm gonna leave the game.
which should be
I don't know what's going on
fun.
with my.
We'll
audio
have
sounds.
You can
I
seal
gotta
your
get in
spot
by
for a
here.
match.
Are you patching,
Look at
Data?
all the common points.
Are you patching?
No, I'm done now. I just got done with
Alright,
it.
I don't see you online. Are you logging in?
Yeah, I am now.
Gotcha. So yeah, we should have some fun stuff this Thursday. So I'll keep in
Boom,
tune with you guys
boom,
with what we're up
boom.
to. But yeah, anyway, loves and kisses. I'll chat with y'all later. Spy a lot.